Welcome to Unsigned518. I'm here with Sammie Sativa. How's it going?
It's going. Here I am.
And you know, when I say here, normally I'm at the Dazzle Den up in Schuylerville, but I'm on location now. I'm at Capital District Cannabis and Wellness right here on, it's what,
997 Central Avenue, Albany, New York. We are the first dispensary to open in Albany.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize that milestone.
Well,
That's
now
huge.
you know.
Now I know. And now everybody else knows, too.
They better.
Yeah, and it's been cool. You know, I've gotten the behind-the-scenes treatment, and, you know, we're hanging
You've
out.
gotten really the VIP look behind the curtain that not everybody gets. So you should feel a little elite right now.
I do. I absolutely do. But so... You know, the podcast normally is about music, but I've done several episodes that are, I call them my weed episodes, that are just, you know, with the legalization and, you know, the retail coming and the recreational, or not coming, but the retail being here and the recreational, it's like changed the fucking game.
It has,
like, completely.
Big time.
And I like to talk about it, and I like to see what's going on. So I guess...
I'm the perfect person to talk to. Because
and that's how I found you, is through Instagram.
I love weed.
I got to talk to this girl.
Yes, yes.
You know?
I'm right here to talk about weed every day. Legalization, non-legalization, good weed, bad weed, everything in between. So.
And so, you know, and I said, you know, I won't have any questions planned, but I do have kind of want, like, out of this was the first dispensary in all of, like, Albany proper, right? And when was that?
That was 2023.
So it's, I mean, everything's still so new, you know?
It is.
And, you know, we may get some chime-ins with information Sammie keeps looking over for. So fill us in on who else is in the room with us.
My name is James. I'm one of the co-owners of Capital District Cannabis and Wellness. We are the first license issued in the state, and we're also the first cannabis dispensary in Albany, here in the capital region. So we've been open for 18 months right now. We've been working real hard, bringing legal cannabis to the consumers in New York State, and we're just watching as things progress and the game changing.
Sweet. And again, feel free to anytime you want to interject. I was telling Sammie I shoot from the fucking hip every time. So, like, you know, like, you wouldn't be interrupting, you'd just be adding to the to the program. But so we're here. It's the first license in Albany, the first dispensary, or the first license in the state, you said? Wow.
We were on the top of the list. So as we were waiting, you know, it was a real nail biter for us. Waiting for this because we put so much work into this, and this is a dream of mine. I love cannabis my whole life, so this is it. You know, food and cannabis for me, and you know, we haven't stopped. We've been working. It's 7 days a week, 24-hour a day business. So we're always working, and we don't stop. And just we're growing. Also, you know, we just opened. We have CDCW in Albany. And also we opened up CDCW in Schenectady, and then we have a third location coming real soon. So we're here.
That'll be a little north, a little north
little north of here.
What do we say, over the Twin Bridges?
Over the Twins, over the Twin Bridges. To Grandma's house we go.
Yeah.
So
you know, a little shorter for me, you know, because I'm up near there. But so, you know, the dispensary itself. Do you guys do like delivery? Do you do like online stuff?
We do everything, and we're not stopping.
Really?
Yeah. And
the delivery is just, you could go on your phone and get on one of the apps, or do you have your own?
It's actually, exactly, you led right there. Even easier than that. We have our own Capital District and Cannabis app that you earn points for every dollar that you spend, and it's spread through the 3 stores. Wow. Soon to be 3 stores.
I love that.
Yes.
And like the delivery, you know, I mean, I remember back in like the fucking 90s, like remember obviously that movie Half Baked?
Yeah.
Like I remember like the concept of getting weed delivered to your house was just like this fucking like completely foreign.
And
like,
now you're doing it on a tiny computer in your hand.
100% legally.
Yeah.
And like there's nothing like smoking joint within full view of a cop. That's like my favorite thing to do. Like
Or smoking with cops, even. Yeah.
Right.
I recently smoked with nuns out in the Catskills. That was exciting.
That's so let's talk about that a little bit. Not necessarily like the nuns specifically, but like, just having a chat about cannabis in general, like the type of people. Because I'm 52, so I've been smoking since like, I don't know, 89 or so. But like back then, it was so fucking closeted with anybody who did, even like in like the party scene, like when we were in high school and partying, like if you were going to smoke a joint, you and your friends needed to go somewhere away from everybody else, smoke it, and then fucking deny that it ever happened. And like, so how have you seen the like demographics with people coming in, like now that it's destigmatized and you realize fucking everybody does.
Everybody. It's I love the customers we have at all ages. I would say the majority are going to be 55 and up, and a lot of young college kids, but far and in between. Even myself, a millennial, I'm sure my upbringing with cannabis use was different than yours, a little bit maybe more accepted, but still, being a female, having to sneak around and hanging with the guys to get high when the girls are like, it's still. So, hey, I'm the day that I had it, I said, this is for me. I haven't stopped. So, and that's how a lot of the customers are, or they're coming in for safer access, if that, or they're coming in for their medicine, but still they might not be able to smoke anymore. Some of them can't vape, they can't smoke, so they're looking for different ways to consume, and not everybody is up to making their own edibles, so they come to us to have. Yeah,
I was talking to Sammie before we got rolling. I've been making my own gummies.
Yeah.
It's been really fucking fun.
But
I made them pretty strong. The one batch was like too strong. But
just break them in half. They're never too strong.
Well, yeah.
If they're too strong, then you just have a good night's sleep. That's all it is.
Yeah, or be like me and be like, oh, they're too strong. I'm going to have 5 of them.
Yeah. No, that's the biggest thing right now on the recreational side in New York State, I find, is the customers want more. They're more THC, more, especially when it comes to the edibles, because we're limited to 100 milligrams a package. So, I mean,
does that matter?
Some will take the whole package.
Right. Like you could have like one package could be 250s or 100. Like it could be one gummy.
There's a few that are like that, yeah.
I've seen like the big ones and been really tempted to just like fucking hammer one down.
Do it.
Yeah, I could probably do it. I'd be fine.
If you're not doing anything the next day, chill. Listen to some good music, hang on the phone, and sleep like a baby on a cloud.
Yeah. So, demographically, you're seeing a lot of a wide variety, but I think, in myself, like, I mean, I'm only fucking 3 years away from that 55 and up demographic. Like, but like the thing that amazed me the most, or that not amazed, but caught my attention the most with dispensaries was the knowledge of the people behind it and the different strains of everything. And to be able to talk to a bud tender in person, like, 'cause I remember I used to have a weed guy back in the day, going back probably 20 years or whatever, that would have like fucking like 7 or 8 different varieties, and he would talk like a nerd, and he would always apologize, and I would always be like, no, tell me more about like, what do you got going on here? What's this? What's a fucking terpene?
Exactly.
And he was like very ahead of the curve, and I think people that come into a dispensary, because there's people that may be nervous to come into a dispensary because their question is or their response is always going to be, I don't know what I'm looking for.
Yes.
And I always say, they do.
Yes.
like if you want to get fucked up, if you want to go to sleep, or if you want to be energized, or if you like, you can answer a few basic questions, and a bud tender will lead you into it.
This is a very safe space. When people come in, I say, Are we here for pain, anxiety? Do you just want to get fucking high as hell? That's normal. Don't come in here. But I get that, because there is still such a stigma around cannabis. Even ourselves with customers, I have had customers come in the store where they say, my neighbor's here, I have to go. And we're, whoa, that just means you have somebody to smoke with in the backyard. Yeah, like, come on. This is
we're both here for the same thing. Yeah.
The 3 of us at this table would not be here if it wasn't for cannabis. Right. It all brought us together.
Yeah.
But it's awesome. Yeah. I say it's a lot like wine to people that don't understand. Think of, different notes that are in your wines. Think of your terpenes. Or even a very elementary way I like to tell people is, I'm a big sour girl. I'm a big haze, diesel. When it's like, wow, I really like these more than these, keep a little log in a notebook, in your phone, and then you'll be able to learn your terpene profile. Or same with edibles. If it's like, hey, these hit me more than this one, well, jot it down. And it's like, hey, maybe I don't have to start my dosage at 30. I'm just maybe taking a product that isn't working for my cannabinoid system. So
Because there's such a variety, and there's so many variants.
Or even if I were, don't mean to cut you off, but if I were to take a Benadryl and you're to take a Benadryl, it might hit us each different.
I'd go the fuck to sleep.
We're giving it to dogs. Who knows? But there's a lot. And a big message I'd like to say to people is, don't be afraid of CBD. Everybody thinks CBD, I don't want it. It's not good. It's going to ruin my high.
Away from the THC.
If anything, it's going to hold hands with that THC and guide you along farther. It is nature's Tylenol. I love CBD. Don't fear it, and don't just look for the highest THC. One of my favorite strains in the world, Durban Poison. If I can find real Durban Poison in New York State, call me up. It tests for 18% THC, wow. 17 to maybe 19%
like
THC.
High end, we're talking in the
correct.
30s,
And
right?
I'll smoke this, and me personally, I'll be smacked all day. I won't be taking any concentrates. I could, but I wouldn't need to. And so that's just
And, all the different like types of even just like THC, because it's not just THC, there's different types.
Everything,
and I heard, and I don't know, not to grill you if you don't know, but I didn't even know if what I heard was correct, but I heard that there was one of the THCs that kind of made you sleepy, is the thing that made you sleepy.
Yeah.
And they've learned to kind of take that out and isolate it, and some of those gummies can literally be just like, take it and go night-night, which would be much better than a pharmaceutical that makes you go to sleep, And then by being able to take it out, they can take it out of other strains so that you can smoke it and not go to sleep. So you're nodding. So
absolutely, yes. Leading right back to the customers, there's many customers that come in that are getting off of many pharmaceutical pills to get to sleep or anxiety, this and that. CBD is great for that anxiety. What you're speaking about is CBN. Okay. Now, CBN is a psychoactive component in cannabis. It's not psychoactive in the way that THC is going to make you feel high and crazy and all loopy and music feels better and life feels better. But if you were to just take straight CBN, it will very much relax you. That's what's going to kind of give you that couch lock, zoned out, and it will, it's kind of like a natural melatonin.
Yeah, because I've seen, some of those gummies that are basically like no psychoactive component, really. You know, but they'll just make you fucking sleepy.
They're great. Myself, and it's also kind of about where you are at in the day. If I were to just wake up and pop 2 CBN gummies, I might go back to sleep. I might, chill out. But at the end of the day, to take one, especially, it's beautiful when multiple customers come in and say, I'm able to sleep for the first time in years because of these. And it sometimes affects us because they'll come in and buy 6 bags at a time, and then the next one comes in and says, hey, where are those amazing gummies? And it's like, well, they'll be here next week. But that just shows the product sell itself. And especially with the edibles, everything in here is great, but the sleep gummies are definitely giving some of the pharmaceuticals a run for their money, and that's why
that's a good thing.
That's why we're still here.
And that's kind of like cannabis can be a substitute for so many. I was talking a little bit before we got rolling. Like I don't drink anymore.
Yes.
So it's been 16 months, and I'm not going back. Not for I wasn't like I hit rock bottom, and I was just like this just isn't fucking good for me.
Yeah.
And I'm getting old, and I need to start doing things that are good for me. But replacing it, even we're drinking cannabis root beers.
We are. We're drinking heirloom cannabis root beers right now.
And so when I go to hang out with my friends, at a backyard barbecue, everybody's opening cans of beer, I can still hang out and I don't feel outcast, and I wake up the next day without a hangover, which is amazing.
Same thing. There was an article that recently came out where cannabis drinks are kind of replacing alcohol.
Yeah, and they
with the sales
should.
It's great. Yeah,
and like even like the tinctures, just like
they're awesome.
My favorite thing to do is like, 'cause I use the tinctures to make the gummies. Is in the morning, because I'm back to my diet, but I'm doing the intermittent fast, so I can't drink cream in my coffee in the morning. I can only drink black coffee. But I've been doing black coffee with like 7 or 8 drops of tincture.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's excellent.
Fucking rad.
Yeah.
Dude. It's like, gives me a little zing, gives me a little high. Like,
we even have pills that are very low THC but have caffeine, and people take them pre-workout.
Oh, wow.
So,
well, I've been thinking that's the next thing I'm going to do is, because they've got like these little squirt bottle things that are like the energy drinks.
Yeah.
And they're like highly concentrated squirt. So when I make some gummies, I'll add a little energy in it, so it'll be energy and weed.
I'll have to do a little bit of shopping and come over to the kitchen, and we'll make some. Yeah. Dude, fall's coming. Time for
totally. And like my wife she does like a lot of candles and stuff, and she like does botanicals and like grows flower. So like those silicone molds, she has a fuck ton of them.
Yeah.
So like when I was making gummies, I'm like, ooh, I want those. Like,
I love to tell customers. So many people get upset with all the waste that comes with the legal side of cannabis. You can remake little candles in these jars,
right?
In the eighth jars.
I keep. I definitely keep my eighth jars.
Some are real worth keeping.
Yeah, and any like clever, like the other day, I went down to this horror convention and couldn't smoke or anything, so we parked and there was a fucking dispensary right next to it, like basically in the same parking lot. So I'm like, I'm gonna run over and see what they got, and they had one that was 250s. It was just 2 gummies. But the package was this teeny little thing,
metal thing.
Yeah, with
popped.
like 2 buttons on the front.
Yeah.
And I was like, I gotta keep that. I'm like, I don't know what I need to keep that for, but I'm like,
I'll put something in it.
Yeah, I could make my own fucking 50 milligram or 100 milligram single gummy and then throw it in there.
Yeah, the Andy Special 1000.
Yeah.
There you
Dude,
go.
My gummies are fucking strong. I need to tone them down.
No, you just got to break them in half. Just know your dose.
Yeah, and they're big too. The ones I make, they're big.
Oh, good. Then you don't have a belly full of gelatin.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So, back to I guess like the store, like everything. Like, is there a limit? I know you said like with the gummies, it can only be like 100 milligrams per package or whatever. And you can only get an ounce per person per day?
No, 3 ounces.
3 ounces?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
No.
Has that been like that the whole time?
New York State, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And also you can legally, each person can grow 6 plants at their home, depending on what your landlord says. So
yeah, I own my home, and so my landlord says, fuck yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know all the loopholes, but maybe I've heard through the grapevine that you legally could come to our dispensary and buy 3 ounces, and then maybe go to another dispensary and buy 3 ounces.
Right. I mean, there's nothing.
So if you're really looking to stock up and never leave your house again for winter, but
right. Well, that's how I am. I squirrel it away.
Once you're here, why not? It's not going to go bad. But
and I like to bounce varieties a lot. So like sometimes I'll get one variety and then I'll get another one and I'll just bounce back and forth. And like sometimes I open my cabinet and there's like 7 different varieties.
It's your different flavored medicine. Yes. This week, pretty much, I've kind of been pushing on customers, but it's been cheaper. Coming in for an ounce, half ounce, that's awesome. I'm like, let's look. I love when people say, I have X amount of dollars to spend it for me. And I've been figuring so many ACE equal out to be a half ounce, and it sometimes is a little bit cheaper, and then you're getting all that variety. So definitely browse on the website, browse on the app.
8/8 instead of 1 ounce. And
Absolutely.
Then you get that little...
Yeah. Sometimes, like today, I had a guy, he came in for a quarter. I said, you know what? I can do this way cheaper, but you're only going to have 6 grams. And he's like, it's a gram less. That's fine.
Yeah. And like, I don't know if it's true or not, but like one of the reasons I like switching up is I find like when I smoke the same thing over and over, Like I kind of just like
Yeah.
get used to it, and it doesn't
Yeah.
do as much.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, I'm kind of a creature of habit. I'm one of those ones that could eat the same food every single day of my life. But definitely, right now I'm going between 2.5 ounces, and it's like, let's go into this
And
one.
as far as like plants and clones, is
Yeah.
that something that dispensaries are ever going to get into, or
Absolutely.
are they into now?
We are. We're all stepping our toe in.
They just came out with the license from the nurseries, so we're gonna have to buy the seeds and clones from the nursery license. So they just issued those. So happy to see what comes out.
That's it, because that's the way to go. It's like
Give it a few years.
I've grown. I did a couple of like auto flowers this year.
Yeah,
'cause
awesome.
They were gifted to me, and I did 3 different varieties, and like they were okay.
Yeah,
like, they were like
'cause
pretty
that's
cool.
how the
But
auto-
in years past, I've done full
It is a lot of work.
plants, and it's a fuck ton of work.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm still smoking off
beautiful.
last year's harvest.
That's
Like,
excellent.
And
Yes.
with no like I probably will be for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the dispensaries are always there for a treat, but I truly encourage people to, educate themselves on what they're putting in their body. And if it's like, hey, this super lemon haze is what works for me, or, this gelato, get them, go,
And that's
do it
the
yourself.
thing is
It's
why
very rewarding.
I like the dispensaries are always going to be important to me because of variety, not only in like strains of cannabis, but in being able to get beverages and edibles,
or just
and
the convenience,
tinctures and-
you're going out to a concert, you're out of town,
Yeah.
you're who knows what. It's a gift for someone.
Yeah.
I don't want to roll up tonight because my fingers hurt from work.
And just to have it, like I said, just to be able to be like, I'm just gonna stop and get a couple joints. I'll be right back.
It
And
is
not
very
like, I gotta
surreal
talk to
still.
my dude. Oh, you can't
Yeah.
do anything tonight.
Yep.
Like maybe tomorrow.
yeah.
Like,
I'm sitting in a parking lot for 5 hours,
Yeah.
and then I'm calling somebody else, and
yeah, and then
I'm
you
still
get
not
it.
high.
It's a bunch of shit. You're like, fuck.
yeah, well, yeah. You want this one so take a sniff. And,
And I
this
grew
one's
up. I
this
grew up
and
out in
that.
Vermont, and like, so I mean, it was instead of parking lots, it was always fucking pullovers on the back road. I'd be like, oh yeah, meet me by this pullover. And be like, all right, cool. So you'd be sitting out on this fucking dirt road out in the middle of nowhere for like an hour and a half, waiting for a weed dude to bring you
Hopefully come by.
eighth of fucking swag, and like, yeah.
Like a mirage. You're getting
Every
high
time
waiting for
headlights
them.
coming, you're like, is that him? Is that him? Fuck.
That's
yeah,
funny.
those were the
Hey,
days.
but you work with what you got. That's what proves that this stuff is it.
Me and a buddy were joking, because like dispensaries are obviously a very nice environment. They're a very welcoming, cool environment. Most of them, but we were like, it'd be funny to open like a like a novelty dispensary that's just like some dude's fucking trailer that like
Hell yeah.
and like you have to meet some sketchy dude out front who like guides you in
I'm
the back.
security, yeah.
And then he makes you smoke a joint with him and hang out for 45 minutes before he
And
can
he's
leave.
smoking a cigarette and sweating. I love
and
that.
listening to
Yeah.
Skinner, I'd be like, this is like every experience.
Well,
I
Halloween
had.
is coming up. Maybe we'll have to
Just turn it into a
dirty it up in here.
I would personally enjoy that. So what, I guess, before we wrap it up, like do you see the future of cannabis? Like, do you see, obviously it's exploding as far as being everywhere, but I guess like in 5 years, what level of acceptance would you see it compared to what you have now?
I'd like to see the stigma be breaking more, and I do see that happening, and it being more socially accepted, just like alcohol or anything else. But as far as the future of dispensaries, legalization, micros, who I am right in your court screaming your name, I feel like they are very much going to be the ones to have the victory in all this legalization and have maybe the best flower in the long scheme of things. But it's a long road ahead, and it's up to the governments and the state. Any point they can change the law.
Yeah,
They can,
and they do, don't they? Like,
yeah. But we're here to follow those laws,
Yep.
and we're here to stay.
I love that. Well, I guess if there's nothing else, or if you want to add anything in closing.
Go after the top brands out there. One of the first brands in New York State, 7 C's. Catch the wave.
Seven Seas all the way, one of my favorite New York State brands. Just come and see us. Come and buy weed from me.
Yeah.
Come smoke weed with me.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. All right, from Capital District Cannabis and Wellness, she is Sammie Sativa. I am Andy Scullin. This is Unsigned518, and I'll see you on the road. Unsigned518 is produced and hosted by me, Andy Scullin. New episodes are available every week wherever you stream podcasts. If you would like to help support the show, please like and subscribe wherever you are listening, or you could buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/unsigned518. If you would like to advertise on the show, send me an email at unsigned518@gmail.com. And to be a guest on the show, reach out to me through Instagram at unsigned518. Take care of one another, and I'll see you next week.